Hello and welcome back to our webinar series number 71. So, the series is presented by Psychology Connect, an initiative by Psychology Wellness Private Limited, a registered and certified organization working hard to spread mental health awareness in our society. Because we believe that to remove the stigma from society connected to mental health is by providing awareness and providing education, spreading awareness and by providing education. So, with this, we have taken an initiative to organize free webinars and free interactive sessions, panel discussions, and even many internship programs and premium workshops for you all. So, with this, we are starting with our webinar number 71. So, I present before you our speaker of the day. Today we have Ma'am Meghna Singh as our resource person. She is a joint head of Peace of Mind Counseling Service Center located in Noida. So, this will be a second webinar with Meghna ma'am via Psychology Connect. Thank you, ma'am. We are pleasure to have you in this webinar, and we all have learned from all our webinars that how to be an effective counselor, but we haven't learned yet how to be an effective human. So,
Yes.
the topic for the day for you all is very effective by the nature also. How to be an effective human. That is so much interesting. So, do not forget to like and to share this video with your WhatsApp group members. Definitely, this will help you a lot. Do not leave in between, watch till end, and ask your questions in the question and answer session. We will be having a brief question and answer session, and there will be a small gift for you all from Psychology Connect. So, whoever will be the last participant to stay, who will be watching the full webinar, will get to know about the hidden surprise for the day. So I hand over the mic to Ma'am Meghna to start this webinar and to enlighten us on this particular topic, how to be an effective human. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dinesh sir. Thank you for welcoming me so nicely and courageously as well. And hopefully, this webinar, this interaction will benefit each one of us. So I'm so looking forward to forward for this, and let's see how it goes. So, are you all ready, friends? So I'll be sharing my screen, and we can start immediately. Before starting, I really want everybody to please loosen up. This is a interesting webinar, and we all have to contribute it to make it a success, to make it effective rather, or not a success but effective. So please loosen up. Please stretch your arms and twist your head and rotate your head just to loosen up and just to embrace this 1 hour that we'll have together with lot and lot of expectations, at the same time the will to learn, the will to incorporate something into your life, in your day-to-day experiences. So that is the objective of today's presentation actually. And at the end of the session, please, I would request each one of you to drop in your comments, and if you have any queries, just write it on, and I'll be very happy to answer and satisfy each one of you with my answers. So let us start. Okay, so what's our topic today? Oh, how to be effective person. But I think each one of us is trying their best to be effective. What can be missing here? I think, oh, something got messed up. Sorry, my more got, yeah, my more got messed up. I'm so sorry. So that was the word that got messed up. So we want to be more effective in our lives. It's not just being effective, because all of us always keep try to better ourselves, improve ourselves, and this session will actually allow you to know the essential ingredients. If we focus on them closely, then we will be more effective. Gradually we will always be able to aim towards more effectiveness. And yes, of course, I wanted to share this big nice quote from Ratan Tata ji, that none can destroy iron but its own rust can. Yes, likewise, none can destroy a person, but its own mindset can. Yes, so we human beings, the way we are, the way we design ourselves, that is what actually leads if we are a success, if we are able to grow, and if not. Yes, so it is, everything is inside us, everything is within us that helps us to do whatever we can in this life. Yeah, okay. So, what will be the takeaways from this session? I start always with the takeaways because this should remain in your, when you go back, this should always remain in your mind that, yes, what did I take away from today's session? So, you will be more confident that you can, and you will be more effective. Definitely we all can be more effective in our lives. So this confidence will come into you. You will not, the moment you face any challenge or any kind of limitations in life, it will never stop you, but it will motivate you to try harder to become more effective. And yes, what will you come to know? You will know the three essential components that make you effective. It is very surprising, but yes, when we go through the course of the webinar, we'll come to know these three. Okay, I think I've picked up the wrong presentation, hence the animations are a bit off. So please pardon me for that. Now I cannot switch the presentation, but yes. So can we be effective or successful without human contact, interaction, and exchanges? I really want to know from everybody that to be effective in life or to be successful in life, can we achieve that if we don't have people around us, or if we do not interact with people, if we do not get in contact with people, or if we do not have any kind of exchanges, one-to-one exchanges? What do you think? What do you think the answer would be? No, absolutely not. Okay. Why? That is another question. That why do you think that human contact is necessary? Think about it again. So I'll just give you some glimpse of why it is necessary. I have not put all the elements, but yes, few I'm just highlighting. What do we want? Each and every human being is seeking acceptance. We want to be accepted, either in a group, in an office, in a team, in a family, with our friends, with some elite groups. We always need acceptance. Yes. What else? Of course, everybody wants promotion. We work or not work, but we want a promotion. We want a hike. We all always want to grow. Who will give this to us? Our bosses. So we are always interacting with humans, with people around us. Of course, love. You need to love yourself, of course, but at the same time, you need love and affection and kindness, to receive from other people to grow, to become better. We will talk through the webinar. During the webinar, you will come to know that people who do not get these things, what happens to them? And yes, acknowledgement as well. If we have done something, if we have done a particular work, if I have accomplished a certain job, then I need an acknowledgement. I need appreciation. Yes, is it not? So friends, whoever has joined us and who are trying to join in, please keep writing whatever you feel, whatever is coming to you, your emotions, whatever you can relate to in the slides or you don't relate to. Please do comment. It really encourages me and the team here. Okay. But I need to understand, we all need to understand, again a question, is success and effectiveness similar? What do you think? See, these are two different words. Of course, success, how do you assess success? We can assess success, yes. People who have got any position, a good position, we will say he's a very successful person. If people amongst you are, getting promotions, last year the person got promotion, to within 2 years he or she got again promoted, it's a measure of success. Then at the same time, your assets, if you're buying a lot of things, like you're buying a car, previously you had a Maruti, but now you have, I don't know, a sedan or something. So it shows success is visible, yes, and it is measurable. But effectiveness, do you think effectiveness is measurable? It can be to some extent, but it is different from success. How it is different from success? Because effectiveness is the way we do the things, is the way we accomplish anything. That is our effectiveness. So for example, I climbed the ladder of success, but in that journey, I am making enemies. I am, putting other people down. I am discouraging other people. I'm insulting other people, but I'm reaching my success area. Will it be effective? No, not at all. Yes, because the interactions that you're having, the people that you are, sending the negative vibes to, you will receive the similar kind of, feedback. Yes. So effectiveness is quite different from success. Okay, success can be, I can achieve, good marks in exams as a student, I can do that. But at the same time, how effective I am, effectiveness will be whether I was able to do my exams or paper in a, stipulated time period. Was I able to attempt all the questions? So effectiveness is there. How much I could give, how much I could, my output was in terms of delivering something, to achieve the desired result. Okay. So we want human interactions, and we need all these things: acceptance, acknowledgement, love. So these interactions are why? Because we need something, and these are the basic emotions that we need. Okay, let's move ahead. Okay, what is this birdie saying? This birdie is trying to ask me, what is the opposite of acknowledge? Now, I think I used it in explaining success, but I want acknowledgement from others. But what am I getting? What am I getting? I'm getting ignorance. People are ignoring me. People are rejecting me. I want acknowledgement. I'm trying to do a good job, but still I'm being ignored. I'm being rejected. I'm being disputed. Yes? Contradictions and denial. People are denying. They are even not ready to see my, achievement or my efforts. Yes. So that is where the gap lies. Yes. So this is what happens is it limits us. It is limiting us to, be effective. Yes, because we want something, we are expecting something, we want acknowledgement, acceptance, love. But what we are getting all these different kind of emotions, negative emotions. And that is creating what? That is the gap. That is stopping us from becoming effective. Okay. So yes, we need to understand that. When I'll explain the 3 essential components, then you will definitely understand the gap. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I want to acknowledge this again, once again, that each one of us are trying our best to be effective in our own ways, isn't it? Each one of us. At least I would expect everybody. There might be people who, because of issues in their lives, or a lot of failures, a lot of being rejected, a lot of rejections, they might have reduced amount of self respect, or self confidence. And that could lead them to, stop putting those extra efforts, just giving up. Yes, that is quite possible. So, but other than that, most of us really keep trying that we become effective in whatever we are doing. So, for example, in the house, in the family, if uh, m- uh, my mother is cooking, so she keeps trying that every day I cook a good meal, like I get the response that, wow ma, what a dish. Okay, so that could be one of the ways to receive, or to know that yes, she was effective in what she was doing. Similarly, in your workplace, we keep trying. Okay, two three people did a similar kind of job, but the boss only appreciated one. So what went wrong? It could be anything. What went wrong? Yeah, what could I have done better? What could I have done extra? Or where did I, lag? All these things we all constantly do as individuals, as human beings. We always try to evaluate ourselves as well, okay, to become more effective. And how do we do that? I'm again putting just few things, because this itself, effectiveness, if you just go to Google or if you just search, there are n number of, information, presentation, this and that. So loads of information is there. But again, that's why I, in the first initial slides, I mentioned the difference between success and effectiveness. And somewhere most of the material that I also was going through, they were all towards success, how you can be more successful rather than being effective. So coming back to this slide, hard work. Everybody of us tries to do hard work. Yeah, you can see an ant, and it's such a small insect, but see, it is carrying such so multiple times of its weight. It is carrying the load. So that is the amount of hard work that we put in. Definitely, it is one of the ways that we can be effective. If we just sit idle and do nothing, then we won't achieve anything in life, isn't it? We have to do some hard work, certain level of hard work. We also try to become effective by gaining more training, by learning new things, by going towards skill development. Yes, all of us, I think, we try to achieve, at least in today's times. Definitely, I think each one of us should not restrict ourselves to just this much. We should always think, what else can I do? And for that, self analysis is really required. That what are my qualities, what are the things that I'm really good at, and then accordingly I go for a particular kind of training, or skill development. Okay, yes, good behavior. So each one of you is getting a good behavior award from me today. So for being really, nice, and being very cordial, and being very loving and caring with people around you. So well done. Okay, so what we do, we try to always present good behavior. Even if something is troubling us, bothering us, we want to, be show our best behavior, isn't it? At our workplace, within our friends, if we are in a gathering, social gathering, we are courteous, we present the best version of ourselves, isn't it? Where do we show the worst behavior of all? Inside the house, and the people with whom we are most close, whom we think, or we assume that we are loved by, and we love them, and we feel that to them we can, give our worst behavior. And we do it quite often. We do it. We have the best behaviors for complete strangers, but we have the worst behaviors for our own people around us who really care for us. So think about these things. Okay, and what else? Yes, our emotional control. That's very important in every field. How much you can control your emotions. So if you are angry, or if somebody abused you or said something bad to you, are you able to control your emotion? Are you able to remain the good behavior, as I mentioned here? Yeah. So emotional control is very, very important for everyone to be effective. Yes, and I think all of us do it. In every situation we try our best to do it, but sometimes it's not possible when we are too much of stress is there, we are too much of bothered, or too much of hustle bustle is there, a lot of frustration is there, then controlling our emotions becomes a challenge. Yes, but it is definitely, emotional control is one of the best mechanisms to remain effective, to become effective. Okay, there are many other things all of us might be doing. Like somebody might be a very good listener, they listen to others and thus they are able to perform better, they grasp, they have a good grasping power that might make them more effective. So there are a number of qualities that enable people to become effective, and we are all trying in our own way. Okay. Oh, I have already reached to my, to my, what was a secret slide, which is revealing the three measures of effectiveness. So lo and behold, why I'm emphasizing on this is that whatever aspects that we just said, hard work, emotional control, training, skill development, whatever, good behavior, everything can be, brought down to these three basic measures. So that is something that we need to understand and relate in each and every interactions that we have in our lives, in all the exchanges that we have in our life. Whenever we are trying to achieve certain kind of results, we need to be, very observant of these three particular measures. So let's see, what are these. Okay. So the very, very first one is self-disclosure. Now I can talk for hours on this, really, and I want each one of you to look into yourself and just think, how much do you disclose yourself? Yes, all of us, we will always keep something to ourselves. We will try to, not completely be an open book. Yes, isn't it? So self-disclosure, but this is the most important parameter of becoming effectiveness, of becoming effective. How and why, that is something we need to understand. So when I say self-disclosure, it doesn't mean that you need to tell or talk about everything. Okay, self-disclosure means, at take an example, a particular incident, a particular event, a particular time, a particular situation where you are interacting with somebody, and there you need to assess how much I need to tell that person. Okay, so for example, I'll give you an example. I had a very bad day at my office. Okay, and it didn't go down well. So, and I come back home. I think I've tried to use this similar kind of example in a different context, but I think this applies to each one of us. When we are not in the right mood, we always, talk back curtly, or we will show our irritation that, no, I don't want to listen to the person in front of me. So when you go back home, or when you are meeting other people during the day, that the day that went bad for you, it remains with you. So you are not in a good mood to talk with others, to, to interact with others. But still, if you have to forcibly go someplace, then, but those people are, they are very happy, they want to interact with you, they are so excited to see you, but you give them a very, curt face, sad face, and they don't understand. And then you might, say something very badly to the people in front of you. So if you come back home and you are upset, but the home environment is very happy, you do not convert immediately to a happy person, isn't it? Because the hangover is there of being, having a bad day. And what happens is, the moment somebody says something, what has happened to you, why are you acting like this, you will just blast, you will say something very bad. So what has happened? You did not disclose the real reason. Why I'm trying to discuss this point is that we always refrain from saying the things that should be said, and we say the things that should not be said. And that creates lots and lots of problems. Many relationships are affected by it. And I think it is affecting many of our relationships in every walk of life. what we are supposed to say we don't say. We can, why can't we say that, yes, I'm sorry, I had a bad day, please you enjoy, I'll join you later? Can we not say that? Why are we supposed to, why do we need to say very badly something? जो real है आपका, you speak it out, you say it loud. So self disclosure is a very very important parameter, and I think each one of us should try to understand this. Acha, have you not seen people who, who ask too many questions? Why, kyun, kyun, kya, kya? Many people you will see, they'll ask too many questions, and you get so bothered by it. They will not reveal themselves at all. If you talk back, if you just ask back one question, they will run away from you, or they will just, ignore the question. But they will be always in the mood. There are many aunties like that who want to, get to the depth of everything without any reason, without any purpose. They'll just ask, ask, ask. So you see a lot of exchanges and interactions we go through in our daily lives and throughout our life. So we need to understand to what level we need to disclose ourselves. But it definitely, the more we disclose, I will come to that, the more we disclose, we become more effective. Okay. The next step is, the next second of the measures, or the second of the qualities that you should have, is open to feedback. We need to be open for any and all kind of feedback. Okay, that somebody can be happy with me, but at the same time somebody else might not be very happy with me. So we have to be very open about it. We should not keep, the moment people are talking to me, talking to me very nicely, they're smiling at me and we are having a very good time or things like that, I'm happy. The moment somebody says two things, becomes a bit critical, and we are like, no. But we get very offended, we get offended so fast the moment we get something, critical feedback. But then that feedback will make you learn more about yourself, isn't it? So for example, if you're not disclosing yourself, yes, so what kind of feedback do you think people will give you? They will keep, tu to kuch bolte hi nahi hai, you never say anything. Are, say something. Many wives have this problem with their husbands that the husbands don't talk too much, and the wives are always, chirpy, they are always talking, and they're always, giving a lot of information out. But the husbands are so calm and poised, and they will just be very quiet, and just दो तीन sentence बोल के उनका काम बन जाता है. And the wives are always troubled कि why this husband is not saying what he's going through, what he's feeling, what he's, what is affecting him, what makes him happy. Many of us are clueless still. So see, why I'm emphasizing on these two is that, see the relationship that lies in this. Okay. So when you are quiet, when you don't exchange, or when you do not show the real you will always get feedback which is misconstrued, isn't it? Okay. So self-disclosure is also the impression that we want people to have of ourselves, isn't it? So what kind of impression we want to put on others. So let me go to the third one, and then I'll try to combine all the three and explain through some examples. So what is this? Please write what you can see in this particular picture. And I would be very happy if all are able to write what they can see actually. So let me tell you. So as you can see, there are two images that are merged. So the black portion, if you see, it's a man who is playing a trumpet, I think. And the other part is a female's face. Yes, you can see the lips, the eyes, and the nose. Yes, but many people may not see both the images immediately. It might take some time. What is this? This is called perceptiveness. This is our perception. What we see. We close our eyes, and the moment we open our eyes, what do we see? Yes, and that allows us to make perceptions about people, about environment, about situations, about rules, regulations. हर चीज का हम perception बनाते हैं based on what we see. Now these perceptions are also made and built based on what? Based on self-disclosure, based on the type of feedback you receive or you give. See, all these three elements, if you try to, take just settle out and just think about it by closing your eyes, you will be able to, make the connection properly. That need to self disclose. You need to let people know about what you are thinking, what you are feeling. That will allow them to make the correct perception about you, and that perception will allow you to receive, feedback which is constructive. Yes, not a feedback which you feel, yeah, I'm doing so much of work but still my boss is not happy. Why my boss is saying that I'm not effective or I'm not doing my job properly, whereas I'm delivering all the time, and the boss is always, appreciating that other person. Why? See, join the make the connection between these three. So these are all interrelated, and it is the crux. You might do a lot of hard work, you might be delivering, tasks, objectives and, goals, but still you may not be effective. Why? That is the question. Because people may not be perceiving you as someone who is, who is able to deliver something with a lot of other aspects also, not just the work but other things also. So self disclosure is very important, and we hide ourselves the most, and that is the reason people perceive us differently, and that is the reason we receive negative feedback. And that feedback, when we receive feedback which does not, confirms to what we think, then we either ignore it, we discard it, we don't accept it, and we carry on, continue living the way we live. Yes. But if you start disclosing yourself, the way I said, for example, you said, Ki, yaar, let me join you after some time. Yes. And then we can enjoy together. Let me take a break. If you're able to convey the right mood, the right thought, the right feeling at the right time, then a lot of issues will not happen at all. Yes. I want to share another example. Uh, in fact, I want to talk about um, one of my one of the cases. And here what happened was that this person came to us with a lot of loneliness issues, and not being very successful. Okay. As per that person had reached a stagnation in life. He was all so that individual was approaching almost 30 years, and still he had no relationships, steady relationships. His He did not have very good, interaction with his parents, and very less amount of friends. And when we discussed further, we talked further, I came to know that that individual was very, very focused on only, work. I want to do this, I want to do this, this needs to be done this way, this needs to be done this way and that way. So very focused on only the task at hand, rather than thinking about everything holistically. Okay. And the person had reached a point where he did not even think that he required people, to achieve, to accomplish that task. See, if somebody has given me some work, I can do my bit, but there might be always something that some other people are also contributing, isn't it? So a work cannot be in isolation unless it's a work of art. For example, I create a painting, or I do some crochet work, or I do some handwork, artwork. But then again, to sell it, I will need people. I might need some platform, but then I will need some help, some, interaction. So similarly, in our life, that person, then what happened? Then on a lot of analysis and through this particular assessment also, it was found that that person was very task oriented. So this is effectiveness. There are multiple types of effectiveness based on these three parameters that we derive. Okay, when we do the assessment on these three parameters, there are 8 kind of types of effectiveness that people can, project. that people can exhibit, and that allows us to counsel them, help them to where they need to work. So this person, when because he was self task oriented, his self disclosure was low, but he was very open to feedback. But again, the feedback, because the feedback was not constructive, he was not able to work on it. So I wanted to let you guys know that this is what happens actually. If the complete balance of these parameters are missing, then we will always find ourselves to be lagging something. Something is missing. What is that? Okay. Okay, so the combination of all these three gives us an effective person. And this H here means high scores. So when it's a very small assessment where we actually ask just questions to understand how much you self-disclose, how does your perception works, and are you open to feedback and all. So if all these scores are high, then we can have a effective person. Okay. So the high-low scores in all the parameters signify the type of effectiveness of an individual. I would really like the people who have joined in to please reflect on this slide. And if you have any queries around it, if you have any queries in terms of, with your interactions, with your exchanges with other people, then you can always let me know, okay? And I will try to address it. Okay? Okay. Okay, let's, as I mentioned, that particular person was task oriented. So let us understand task oriented in detail. Sorry, my arrows are all here and there. Okay. So a person who is task oriented will have lower self disclosure, will be very open to feedback, and at the same time will have low perceptiveness. Okay, so that person will be disclosing himself less, himself or herself. Why? Because he'll be only focused on the work at hand, and he will be concentrating only on the fact that okay, I need to deliver these items, and I will deliver them. So if in an office you are asked to present some reports, so they'll be very focused on the report. The report will be very good. It might be of the best quality, but again, that person won't be effective. Why? Because the self disclosure is less. And yes, it's quite possible that though the report was good, there were not many takers. People, if you don't have a people connection, if you don't establish a human connection with the people around you, that acceptance and acknowledgement that I talked about earlier, that will be missing. Okay, so it's very important to connect, make that connection. And people who are very task oriented, they fail to make that connection with the people around them, and that lets them have a lot of bad feedback or wrong kind of feedback, and that feedback they cannot work on. See, feedback तभी अच्छा है जब हम उस पर कुछ काम कर सके, isn't it? If the feedback is something which I cannot work or I cannot accept, then I will not do anything about it. Similarly, because I don't disclose much, my perception is also not very good. Why? Because what happens is I am always preoccupied with the thought that that person, I don't need help from others, or I can do this job the best. That person, the other people cannot, they will not understand my concept, my ideas, whereas you are never sharing your concept and ideas. Okay, so there are a lot of things that we need to understand around these three parameters. And task oriented, I have actually found in my experience that most of my clients are task oriented, who come with their issues and problems because they're so focused on their task. And it's not that they suddenly became like that. It was based on their upbringing, the way they had their experiences with people, isn't it? If you or they face a lot of failures or setbacks in life, in that case these people will focus only work. Okay. Okay, let us take another type of effectiveness. As I told you, there are 8 type of effectiveness. A very effective person, ineffective person, all low, effective person, all parameters are high, and in between the combination of high, low, high of all these parameters give us 6 more types of effectiveness. So let us see egocentric. How many of you have met people who are egocentric? Egocentric people are ego, me and I. Okay, who think I'm the best. There's no one like me. I'm very, beautiful. I'm this, I'm that. So, and if you converse with them, you will talk anything X, Y, Z, and they will bring that particular topic to them. Even I had this. Even I did something like this. So you will see, you must have met in your life a lot of people like this who are very self-obsessed. I and me. And these people are egocentric. Can anybody guess what will be the, high low of these three parameters? What do you think self-disclosure will be? Will it be high or will it be low? I think it will be very high. People who are egocentric, they will always talk about themselves. They'll reveal a lot about themselves. Okay. Mostly it is very high. Okay. Egocentric. What about feedback? What do you think? Will they like any feedback? Will they be open for feedback? Not at all. So egocentric people will rarely, want any kind of feedback. They might even take it, but they'll not do anything on it. So they'll be not ready with it. If somebody says here you talk too much about yourselves, they will get away from that person. They will stop meeting that person. If any person stands against them in any way, they will just ignore that person or remove that person from their life, in terms of like they won't be present around them. Perceptiveness, that is also low. A person who is only talking about himself, self-disclosing all the time, not taking up any feedback, definitely that person will have very low perceptiveness. Okay. So these parameters will signify that yes, the person is egocentric. Okay. So if you have any queries again around this, and if you want to learn or if you want to know about your own personal effectiveness type, then you can always connect with me and we can have a session where I do the assessment and I'm able to help you out in how to, address these three parameters, how to become more effective in terms of increasing your self-disclosure, how to, have constructive feedback and work on it, and how to become more perceptive. Okay. I'll be able to help in that regard. Okay. So again, I already said the things that I'm trying to tell in this particular slide. And that is, see, the challenges that we as counselors and psychologists are facing is mainly a lot of stigma that is still around, mental health. And at the same time, the misunderstanding that people have that if I'm going to a counselor, that means people will think that I have lost it. That's not right. Counselors these days are mainly just, facilitators. They will just help you to, become more effective in life, just address the gaps and limitations. They'll be able to let you know where the problems are and how you can work on it. Okay. So even a normal people, even a counselor might need a counselor. Okay. It's not like, it's just not the one-way traffic. Even we need people, we need to talk with people, the right kind of people to provide us, professional help whenever we are stuck in any matter. And these days, with too much of technology, too much of social media, too much of dependency on social media, people are losing the connect that I keep talking, and I think I always go back to connection with people in most of my webinars, but that is actually missing. And hence, we need to talk, we need to connect. And that's the reason, because we don't connect much, we are in our own self, we have made kind of a box where we live in, and we are happy with what we are doing. And the moment there is some risk or challenge, we become very stressed, we become frustrated. And then it becomes a challenge for us and we are not able to move ahead in life, or we get stuck. Okay, so this slide is just to reinforce this particular message, that there is no harm at all to talk with counselors or psychologists. Don't wait for something to go to an extent where it cannot be addressed just with counselors, and where you need medication, or where you need to really take proper treatment. But day-to-day things also you can discuss. You can just talk with someone like us who is completely non-judgmental. So let me ask you, to have a effective physical health, what do you do? So for example, today I'm observing that I'm gaining weight and I'm doing less amount of physical activity. So as a thoughtful person, as a person who wants to grow and improve in life, what I'll do, I'll start exercising. Okay, and I'll start focusing on my health. So, and what all will I do? I will focus on my diet. So I might go to a dietitian and ask. Today, these days, dietitians are really doing a lot of job in terms of advising what to eat, what not to eat, what works for my body type, skin type, and all those things. Gym. Okay, we immediately go and start join a gym and start putting pulling weights and doing push-ups and all those things. So for effective physical health, we know we are supposed to do that. And if not, then we go to a doctor. Okay, if you have any ailments, if anything, then we go to a doctor. Let me know what my problem is, and accordingly I will take the medication and I'll be fine. Okay, so this is how I have an effective physical health. But what about your mental health? Yes. So many of us are able to manage ourselves and incorporate steps to achieve success and effectiveness, but it may not be the case always. Each one of us has the scope to grow, has the scope to better. It cannot be that we have reached the peak. It can never be. Even people who are at the top, Bill Gates, Ratan Tata, Dalai Lama, whoever are at the top of everything, even they each day strive to become better. Yes, to become more effective. Hence, and how to ensure that your efforts, whatever efforts I'm putting, there are many people, देखे हम लोग कितना मेहनत करते हैं, still we don't get the results. Who will let me know that? Where the problem is? कहाँ पे मुझसे गलती हो रही है? क्या हो रहा है? ऐसे हर situation के लिए you can always approach a counselor or a psychologist, and that person, a professional person, will be able to help you in achieving that, in knowing and in actually seeing where the gaps are. Yes, and how you can remodify your efforts, rethink your thoughts, reorganize your thoughts to achieve the effectiveness. Okay, so I think I have already reached to the end, and I would really like to hence again just reiterate what is the way ahead for each one of us who has joined today to be effective. Okay, these are just ideas and things that if you really hold on to, if you really start observing and analyzing within you and the people around you, you will really enjoy this particular assessment if you're able to do it on your own. So share our ideas. We need to share our ideas, thoughts, and feelings with others appropriately. When I say appropriately, we need to be very judicious also, not like the egocentric person who is always disclosing about everything, but we need to know when do we need to say what and at what time. Okay, so the right kind of communication is the key. Be always open to feedback to better yourself. See, feedback is really important. Even a child, if a child comes and shows the parent a simple essay, if the child has written, we might appreciate, we have to appreciate because the child has written 20 lines. But at the same time, we will also correct. We will say there is this grammar mistake, or you can write this sentence like this. Unless we give this kind of feedback, how will the child know? How will the child learn? So these are very small incidences that we should not really get offended about. If the child now goes back and starts crying, or then that will be a negative impact on the child, and hence the parents have to be very alert and observant how the child is reacting to your feedback. And then you need to talk talk with the child, eye to eye, face to face, and make that child understand that this will actually help the child to improve and get better in life. But these days we all get offended very fast. We are always on the verge. किसी ने कुछ बोला नहीं कि we get very hurt. Okay, increase our perception about others. We are lagging as a community. I think we are lagging. We perceive others what not. We are always ready to perceive others, perceive about others, and we think what we are thinking, that is the right thing, but it is not the case. And these days we are developing our perception based on what? Social media. जो हमें दिख रहा है, लोगों की pictures देख के, we are seeing their pictures, we are seeing their posts, we are seeing their articles, and then we are perceiving that person may be completely a different person, isn't it? So we need to increase our perceptive qualities. We need to understand if somebody is projecting in a certain way, then why is it like that? Okay. So increase our perception about others, the environment, and situations by understanding to interpret disclosures by others. So here again, the same way as I am saying that for me to be effective, I need to disclose. I need to also be able to understand how people are disclosing. Only then I'll be able to perceive that person properly, appropriately. Yes. And under all this, we need to be very cautious. Whatever we are doing, we need to be cautious, and we need to analyze where possible to achieve ultimate effectiveness in life. I really, really wish that this entire session, I have been able to convey the message that we need to focus on these things: self-disclosure, open to feedback, and having good perception. If all these three work, in a nice way, in a smooth manner, they are connected, then we will definitely be effective, and we will be able to achieve a lot of things in our life that we always dream about or we crib about. Okay. So yes, I'm ready for questions, and these are my details. Again, if anybody wishes to get in touch with me for any kind of counseling needs for children, for adults, for young adults, for youth, for any age group, we as a team are very happy to help people out and address all your issues and problems. Okay, and enable you as well. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for such a wonderful session. And definitely, we learned a lot. And with this, there are a lot of questions, and we will take the questions, and we will have some time limit of this question and answer session. And after then, if any questions are left, they can contact ma'am personally. The numbers are given in the slide. You can scroll back and have a look. And definitely, we will also mention the numbers possibly in description box. If it will be possible, I will talk to my tech team. Yeah.
Sure. So, thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be more convenient for audience to join. And yeah. So the first question, first of all, I would like to tell you that most of the questions asked in the comment box were answered later on by you directly in the presentation. That is so wonderful.
Oh, great. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. If anybody has any specific queries, they can ask me. It's okay.
Yeah. So few questions are there which need a quick review, which need a quick recap. So we will be coming up with this. So Vaibhav sir have asked, you can see it on the screen, time management is effectiveness. It is the question.
Yeah. Definitely. See, as I said, effectiveness, to achieve effectiveness, there are n number of things, isn't it? But at the crux of it, these three parameters are required. So time management is definitely effectiveness. Without time management, तो आपको कुछ deliver करना है, आपको बल्कि जैसे if you know, मैं फिर लंबा आंसर नहीं देना चाहती हूँ. आप किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट में देखिए, हम लोग हमेशा बफर रखते हैं, है ना, so that हमें पता है कि टीम में डिले आ सकता है या कोई इश्यूज आ सकती हैं, तो we can address those issues. So time management is definitely effectiveness. It definitely helps in achieving effectiveness. But being completely into time management, कि time पे खाना, time पे सोना, time पे, and then you are completely getting detached with people around you, then it is problem. If as a boss, I'm like, it's time, you have to go, it's time, that's not time management. Okay. So we need to understand, sometimes we need to give free time also. Sometimes we need to ensure that we have some relaxation time also, some fun time also. So time management is definitely a big component of effectiveness. Definitely.
Definitely, ma'am. Thank you. So the next question is coming from Deepa ma'am. Deepa ma'am want to ask, what is more important, effectiveness or success?
That's for you to choose. What are you looking for? See, success is something I think any human being will want, isn't it? Human being will want that I want to achieve something. Success is which is measurable, as I mentioned, isn't it? I want today. I want this car. Tomorrow, I want that. Today, I have a 10 lakh paycheck. Tomorrow, or the next year, or within few years, I want to have 15 lakhs. Today, I am a manager. In 2 years, I want to be a general manager. So this is the success ladder of success that we all want to climb. But reaching there, achieving that, how effectively are we doing it? Isn't it? Effectiveness is the holistic overview of your success. Success is just part of that. But combined with that, again, if you have good relationships, you have a good family life. So you can be climbing the ladder of success, but you don't have a good family life. Then are you effective? No. Effective is someone who is able to manage everything. The work life, the family life, the personal life, all relations, then you'll be effective. Okay. So importance, you can decide you want to be successful or you want to be effective. It is completely your choice, but definitely effectiveness is something that we should all aim for. सक्सेस नहीं भी मिले तो सब लोग प्रधानमंत्री नहीं बन सकते, सब लोग मैनेजर नहीं बन सकते. आप जहां पर भी हैं, आप उसमें सस्टेन करिए और इफेक्टिव रहिए.
Yeah, that's very important, ma'am. Definitely. Okay. Next question we are getting from Vaibhav.
Oh
I
God.
lost my job during Corona. How it will help me to be an effective person?
See, first of all, I'm very sorry, sir, that you don't have a job, but don't lose heart. See, we don't need to be hopeless. बहुत सिंपल सी बातें हैं. हर मतलब अंधेरे के बाद उजाला है, रात के बाद सुबह है. This is a trying time. This is a challenge time for you. Okay? Don't lose heart and don't lose your credibility. आपके अंदर जो क्वालिटीज हैं उसको आप डेवलप करो. आप इस टाइम को, अगर आपके पास जो भी साधन है, वॉट एवर मटेरियल्स यू हैव, यू कीप वर्किंग ऑन इट. आप अपने दिमाग पे असर मत आने दीजिए कि मेरा तो कुछ नहीं होगा, अब मेरा क्या होगा. नहीं, आप सीख करिए. यू सीक हेल्प. देयर विल बी एन नंबर ऑफ पीपल हु विल बी रेडी टू हेल्प यू. डू समथिंग ऑन एंड ऑफ जॉब. आपको अभी सस्टेनेबल लॉन्ग टर्म जॉब नहीं मिल रहा है, लेकिन अगर आप छोटा मोटा ट्यूशंस करके, ट्रेनिंग्स करके, प्रेजेंटेशंस देके, आपके अंदर कितनी क्वालिटीज होंगी जो आप इस समय एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज आपके पास अभी जॉब नहीं है. अगर आप ये सब करते रहेंगे तो आप देखेंगे कि आप अपने आप इफेक्टिव हो गए हैं, है ना. अपने रिलेशनशिप्स पे काम करिए एंड प्लीज सेल्फ डिस्क्लोज करिए. आपकी जॉब चली गई, आप चुपचाप बैठे अपने रूम में और सल्क कर रहे हैं, दुख मना रहे हैं, it will lead you nowhere. आप reach out to the right people, है ना. And I'm pretty sure you will get something really good. Explore your life, explore yourself. You will definitely find a very good job, and you will be very successful in your life, effective in your life. Definitely. I hope Vaibhav ji have tried to, answer little bit.
Can also create a LinkedIn account and
yes,
be up to date on that. Maybe LinkedIn can help you getting a job and being effective also, because LinkedIn carries a lot of people who are effective and a lot of people who are
looking for good people. Yes, to recruit. Definitely.
So another question is from when do counseling come before medication is required?
Yes, definitely. Medication is the last resort. See, medication is something when you actually, whatever you are going through, whatever your troubles are, you are unable to manage it, and now it has taken a different shape, form altogether. Yes. So your previous condition, you were able to still work, you were stable, with all the stress and frustration, you were still able to deliver. But you are not delivering if you are starting to face a lot of, rejections and, problems in your life, then medication might be required, if you develop some kind of serious mental health. But before that, definitely counseling, जैसे वैभव जी ने कहा, अब वो अगर इस टाइम पे अपने को सही नहीं रखेंगे और उसको सही रखने में अगर कोई काउंसलिंग से उनको हेल्प कर सकता है, मोटिवेट कर सकता है उनको, उनको आगे बढ़ा सकता है, तो दैट इज मोर helpful rather than sulking and going into something very bad which we don't want, isn't it? It's a very good question. Thank you so much. That counseling definitely comes before, and it should be incorporated in each walk of your life, every walk of your life. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So with this, I think we have a limit of question and answer session, and all the questions remaining. So participants can contact ma'am directly on the number or the email ID or even on their website.
Yes, we have our websites. Everything is there. We have a Facebook page. We have our own center, though it is closed because of Corona. But we take up online counseling sessions, and we are doing a lot of discounted counseling also, because a lot of people come because, like, Vaibhav ji has lost his job. Many people approach us then also. So it's like, please don't hesitate and don't suffer alone. This is a tagline: don't suffer alone. You need to disclose. That's why I wanted this presentation to be done someplace. And thank you, Saikul-ji, for receiving me like in such a good way. That effectiveness is very important, and if we are able to get these three elements in our life, in our day-to-day basis, we'll really have a wonderful and very effective life. We'll be very happy and satisfied also. Yes,
exactly. The thing is that there is very less awareness. There is very less awareness in our society, which is bringing a lot of problems. And due to this awareness problem, there are a lot of issues which are getting closer and closer to each and every individual. And one of the major issue which is connected to mental health is like they do not seek to a counselor. They do not go towards a counselor. They do not talk. Wearing mask is okay in this Corona time. You should wear a mask, but you should not keep yourself quiet. You should talk whenever you need to talk, and you should feel that thing inside you that you need help, and taking help will not affect you, but it will energize you somewhere. It will give you positivity somewhere. Taking help will not make you sad. It will make you happy. Taking help will increase your self-esteem somehow. And definitely, if you meet a counselor, he or she will be helping you because he or she is an expert in that particular field. And even though if you are a counselor, then also counselor also needs a counselor. That is the fact, and we should know that fact. And so contact ma'am whenever you think that you need help. So ma'am is always there. And thank you for being there, ma'am. And this was definitely a wonderful session. We got a lot of comments, a lot of thank you comments, and yes, you can see few of the comments on the screen like this. You are getting flowers, red roses.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I am so honored, and I'm feeling really good. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And I think
so it's time. You are all giving me feedback. You're all giving me feedback, and it will help me. It will help me to better myself. Yes. Even if you have a critical feedback, please give it. Then I will improve in my next sessions, and I will bring it, incorporate it in my life.
Okay, so it's time to appreciate one of the members, one of the participants who was there and regularly just contacting with all the participants and helping them to understand more. So the comment is on the screen. Kaur ma'am, thank you for being there, and thank you for the interesting participation. Thank you, ma'am. And we hope to see you again in our next webinar too. So a lot of feedbacks like insightful session. Thank you. Okay. Good vibes are sent. Thank you.
It means a lot. I'm so honored. Thank you so much.
Very insightful session, and clappings are also there, ma'am, not only flowers.
So now it is too much.
Sanjay Kumar sir also said, okay, thank you, Sanjay Kumar sir. Okay, so with this, we are heading towards our session. A lot of feedbacks are there. Thank you everyone. And yes, as I promised you all that I will be having a surprise for you all. So we are giving free certification. So whoever are there attending this program would know that this is a free certification program. So link will be updated after 10 minutes. After 10 minutes of ending the session. So after 10 minutes, you can opt for certification by coming back to the video and going to the description box and clicking on the link. So the link is there in the description box, and the information will be there in the description box itself. So you can go there and opt for a certification that you attended this live webinar with Meghna Singh ma'am and with Saikulji. So with this, I would like to end the session. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel. If you have not liked the video, like the video if you liked it, and share it with your friends, family members. This is very general topic and everyone should know how to be effective. So share it with all your colleagues, family members, and groups also. Thank you for sharing always, and thank you for showing your love, and thank you for so much feedbacks, and thank you for everyone for participation. And at the last, a big thank you and big cheers for Meghna Singh ma'am for being there and being connected with Saikul. This was the second webinar with Meghna ma'am, and Meghna ma'am itself is a source of positivity, and definitely we are so much energized and so much we gain knowledge from you and your presentation, ma'am. Thank you for being there.
Thank you.
I would like to end the session. And yes, there is a special program. If you have not got the information yet, I am there to share you the information. We are starting one online counseling psychology certificate internship program. Not internship, it is a certificate program. So it is associated by Life Healing Foundation. That is a NGO which is connected with us. And yes, definitely you can learn a lot of counseling skills. If you are interested, you can message us on a company number, and definitely we will be there to guide you all, and we will be there to help you in the registration process. Thank you everyone for making this webinar a success. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.